My name is Sarah Peel. I am the Parents and Carer Forum Manager for Merton Mencap. So my job is to oversee and support carers like yourselves, really, through the forum of Kids First. And I also work for Adults First as well, for those who are caring for adults with learning disabilities and autism. But our focus this morning, of course, is on you as parents of children and young people with special educational needs and disabilities. So you're all really welcome. I hope you can take a breath and have a few minutes to think about, you know, obviously about your child, your young person, but also about yourself as well as your role as parents. So that's the purpose of this morning. I just wanted to let you know how the forum works a little bit, just in case you might be interested. But the forum is, I help in terms, I'm a member of staff from Merton Mencap and I oversee the forums, but we also, the Kids First Forum is run by a steering group, which is a group of parents like yourselves who are interested in kind of taking it a little step further in terms of using their lived experience and their skills to support parents and sort of set the direction of the forum, if you like. So they meet together once a term, they decide things like the topics for these events and for the meetings that we're going to attend with the local authority, or how we're going to try and influence and direct policies and things like that. So if that was something that you're in any way interested in, if you thought, oh, I'd like to just dip my toe in or find out a bit more, please speak to me at the end. I'd be really happy to talk to you about any of that stuff, or anything to do with the forum, actually. I'm just going to point you towards our table over there that's got really useful information. Thank you to Hina for bringing all that stuff for us, but please have a look and grab some information if that's of interest to you. This is Adam Warner and this is Jess Haraway, and they're joining us this morning. I'm going to let them introduce themselves properly in terms of their actual roles. And I think most of you know Tahina, who's my colleague who also works in Merton Mencap. So please grab any of us if you've got questions at the end. But I'm going to hand over to Tahina, who is going to talk to us just very briefly about how the morning will work. So
good morning, everyone. I just want to go through a few safety things. So the fire exit is immediately on our right hand side out for that door in case the fire alarm goes off. There are bathrooms in there, but they are kind of kiddie bathrooms. You can use them, or you can just go right down the hallway, then up the stairs that you came through for the bathroom, or you can ask one of us to show you the way. In terms of the presentation today, so Jessica and Adam will be presenting, then afterwards we will have a Q&A session. So whilst they're presenting, I ask that you don't ask any questions just yet, you wait until the end of the presentation, just because I'm recording for parents who couldn't be here today. And when you ask your questions, because it's a public forum, if you can keep your questions a little bit more generalised, that'd be great. But Adam said he's happy for them to take questions after the session as well, and maybe also have a chat with you as long as before 12, because they have somewhere to go once it hits 12. And anything we can't answer today, we will email over and figure out how to answer your question. But yeah, that's everything. Thank you.
Okay, hi everyone. Yeah, thank you so much for inviting myself and Jess here. Really happy to be here. So my name is Adam Warner. I work for Merton Council. My role is the strategic lead for evidence-based practice.
I'm Jess Haraway and I'm the Family Hub Development Manager.
Yeah, so today I'm going to kind of talk to you about parenting support in Merton and also Best Start in Life, which Jess will cover. Yeah, as Tahina said, questions, please feel free to ask any towards the end, and also anything you think after today. Tahina and Sarah have my email and Jess's email, so you can send anything our way. We're always happy to answer things, and sometimes there might be things today that we can't answer at the moment, so we're always happy to kind of come back. We've got lots of resources and things we can send out as well. Okay. So I'm just going to be doing kind of lots of like clicking and looking between things. I've got a lot of animations in this presentation. So I'm just going to kind of start with a bit about kind of my role and our work in Merton. So in Merton, we're part of this program called Changemakers. So this is a national program. So it's funded by the Youth Endowment Fund and the Department of Education, and it's facilitated by an organisation called Foundations. And the aim of this programme is to champion and facilitate evidence-based parenting interventions, and I'll explain a little bit about kind of what that means. But and it creates capacity. So my role is to kind of oversee this piece of work in Merton. And we are fortunate as we're the only London local authority part of this programme. There's four of us, so it's Wirral, Stockport, and City of York. So it's all our kind of northern colleagues, and then ourselves in Merton are part of this this program. So it's really exciting. So the phrase that's always used is trailblazing in London. So the fact that Merton's kind of on the map with this program. And it also means the introduction of a new parenting program to Merton, which is called Triple P Resilience, which I will touch upon a little bit later in the presentation. And there is a link in here if anyone wants to kind of read more about it. But we've been part of this program since about October last year, so about a year into it, and we conclude it in April next year. So it's there is a next stage after that. So what I'm going to kind of talk about today is what we call evidence-based interventions, or sometimes it's shortened to EBIs. So what evidence-based interventions are, and I've got two quotes here. It's basically an evidence-based intervention is an intervention that there's a positive outcome when it's delivered compared to people that don't receive it. So if you had, say, a group of parents that received a parenting program and there was positive outcomes for them, and you had a group that didn't receive it and they didn't have those outcomes, that would be an evidence-based intervention because the outcomes show that by receiving that intervention, there was positive change for them. And this quote comes from Foundations, who we work with. And this is a really long quote, so I won't read it out. That's why I've put a bit of bolding in. But basically, the reason we kind of champion these evidence-based interventions is that research shows us that by using these, we can improve outcomes for children and families when there's consistency, when they're used. And we want to see kind of practitioners that are working with children and families using these models and using these kind of theories to engage families as well. And again, that's from the Department of Education. So in terms of kind of Merton, our kind of offer and thinking about evidence-based interventions, we've got a number of parenting programs, and I will go through these in a bit more detail. I don't directly oversee these programs. My colleague Hannah couldn't be here today, but so if you do have any kind of very detailed questions, I'm happy to take them away and she can answer those, but I will go through these. And we also have a number of these that are available as digital as well, which I'll go through. And in terms of kind of how we try to kind of engage families and our outreach, so we taken our program, it's great to be here. It's an example of kind of meeting with parents and carers. We also have been attending Mitcham Library for their Rhyme Time to meet parents, kind of showing our kind of our offer and our programs. We also work out of our family hubs as well to try and meet with parents. And we recently launched another parenting offer, which was Triple P Baby. So I mentioned earlier on that we've launched this new parenting program called Resilience. So this was a parenting program that was actually developed in Australia about 10 years ago. And we were fortunate enough to be provided with a resource to relaunch this. So this is our kind of Merton car and our map to kind of think about how we're going to kind of relaunch this program and deliver it in the UK for the first time. So this program, it uses cognitive behavioural therapy, and it's for children that experience bullying and peer issues. And it was it's our first program to actually include children in the delivery of the program. So we started back in October last year. We kind of put out a call to practitioners across Merton to say, would you like to be involved in this program and delivering it and be trained in this? And we held some briefings to explain what the program was. We had a huge amount of interest from practitioners. And then in February, we held the training. And then in March, we had an accreditation. So that's when all the people that were trained could come together and they had to kind of undertake a test and a role play to get that accreditation. And then in April and May, we actually piloted this program with Bond Primary School. And then we did some kind of learning from that. And sorry, you can't see that one because the little box is there. In September, we started our next cohort, which is with Bishop Gilpin School in Wimbledon. And this is our car driving up to the present day. So in terms of what this program looks like, these are our lovely trainers. So we had 12 Merton colleagues trained in this and also 6 external colleagues. So we had family support workers, early help support coordinators, we had children's centre staff, we had young inspectors, we had North East Mitcham Community Centre, we had Polish Family Association, we had psychotherapists, ex-teachers, who else is in the room, but we had a real range of people trained in this program as we wanted to kind of roll it out across Merton. And this is what it looked like when we delivered it in Bond Primary School. So it's 8 sessions. So it's 4 sessions for parents only, and then 4 sessions for parents and children. It's a really kind of engaging and fun activity. You can see there's a kind of a masking tape two squares put in the back of the room. And this is for games that children play, and they do lots of activities around joining in and sharing and being confident. And the real aim of this programme is to help children to kind of build resilience in the face of kind of peer issues and bullying and kind of other issues within school. And we actually found from our first pilot cohort in Bond, we actually had quite a number of SEND children put forward for this programme, and we had children that were out of education or anxious to come into school, and we actually saw really positive outcomes for them, and kind of children kind of returning to school, being competent, making friends, and the parents also kind of mirroring that as well. And with our pilot, our second stage in Bishop Guildford, again, we found a high SEND cohort in the children that put forward for this, and they seem to be really enjoying the programme. And this is a programme we can kind of continue to roll out as well. So in terms of our other programmes that we have in Merton, so so I didn't explain what Triple P is. Triple P stands for Positive Parenting Programmes. This is our main suite in Merton. So one of our programmes is under 11. So this is a parenting programme for parents that have children that are under the age of 11. It's an 8-week programme, and it helps. Sorry, this text is really small. These slides will come out, but basically it helps kind of parents doing that positive parenting, planning ahead, managing misbehaviour, addressing children's behaviours, promoting new skills, and help with emotional self-regulation. And this is available face-to-face and online. And then we have Fearless. So Triple P Fearless is for parents of children that experience anxiety. So the age bracket for this is 6 to 14. It's a 6-week programme, so it's one of our shorter ones. It helps parents think about kind of anxiety and how to support their children that are going through that, so understanding it, promoting emotional resilience, responding to anxiety. And this is available as a group programme as well as online. And then we have Stepping Stones. So this programme is for children aged 5 to 11. It's a 9-week programme, and it's for parents that have children that have a developmental or physical disability, but also you don't necessarily need a special diagnosis. So you could have a child that's essentially on a pathway or considering a pathway that might, and this programme might be helpful. So we have a number of parents come to this programme that they don't have, there's no EHCP, but actually there is a question that's kind of arisen and they would like to kind of engage in support. This is actually one of our most referred programmes. It's a really popular programme in Merton. And it kind of helps parents think about child's developmental needs, managing any misbehaviour, positive parenting routines, reducing family stress. At the moment, it's only available as a group, so it's a face-to-face group. We've got kind of a current group running at the moment, and our next one will be January. But if there was a kind of a consideration of kind of a group from this group, we could also kind of consider that. And I know Tahini wanted me to kind of just flag that all our programmes, this is our programme specifically for special educational needs, but actually all our programmes are open to children with SEND as well, and we can adapt them as needed. And then we have Triple P Teen. So this is for 10 to 16-year-olds. It's 8 weeks. Parents that might be struggling with teenage behaviours. And this is available as a group and online programme. And then this is our brand new programme, so it's called Triple P Baby. So this is for this is online only, so it's available on tablet, phones, computers, and it's for anyone that's is on their kind of journey to parenthood or has a baby up to 12 months old, and it helps to think about baby development, responding to babies, survival skills, and it's online only at the moment. And lastly, Resilience. This is our brand new programme, which I mentioned we're delivering in schools, the CBT informed one. And it's available as a group one-on-one, and it's 4 sessions for parents, thinking about kind of bullying, why children are bullying, working with school staff, and then 4 sessions with parents and children together, where they're thinking about kind of goal setting, lots of activities around kind of joining in. They do activities around walking with kind of confidence, getting help, cyberbullying. And then these are our online programmes. So we have Triple P, under 11, Teen, Fearless, and Baby at the moment. And we're hoping Stepping Stones will be coming soon. We're constantly chasing that with Triple P. And these are available on your phone, as their phone, computer, tablet. You can access them 24/7. It's online modules, about 30 minutes each. And then we also have the Freedom Programme for women. So this is a programme for survivors or victims of domestic abuse. It's a rolling programme. It's constantly rolling, and it's 11 weeks long, so anyone can join that at any point and just kind of stay for the 11 weeks or further. And we also have that's available online. So there's the Freedom Programme for women and also for men as perpetrators of domestic abuse. That's the kind of end of my section. Do we still want to hold questions until the end, or?
Well, we can pause for questions.
Yeah,
if
so I-
there was one that.
But no, that's a lot of information. So just any initial questions on.
I'll just pause the recording number.
Sorry.
Okay,
Jessica, do you want to do it or do you want me to do it?
it's fine, I can do it, that's fine. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some more parenting programs that we have in Merton, and then talk about our best start in life. So in Merton, we also commission 1+1, who are a relationship research charity who have been designing and delivering relationship support programs for over 50 years. They're all evidence-based, and they're digital, and they really promote positive outcomes for parents, children, and young people. So the first program we have is called Me, You and Baby Too. And this is for new or expectant parents, and it supports thinking about how parenthood will change and adapt once the birth of the baby. And it really thinks about how the birth of the baby can impact stress and reduce that conflict that could potentially happen. Arguing Better raises awareness of parental conflict and its impact on children. So it gives parents the skills to cope with stress together and manage conflict more constructively. So what we know is that, you know, being a parent can be stressful and it can sometimes have an impact on your relationships. So this course is really great for parents to think about how that they can still come together and work out their solutions together. And stop that having an impact on their relationship. And then we also have Getting It Right for Children. So this is for separating parents, and it's about seeing how you can put your children in the middle of conflict, and how you can develop positive communication skills and to co-parent and work out solutions together. So what's my next slide? So then we also have Debt and Relationships. So this has been developed in the response to the cost of living crisis, and it really offers parents free advice about how debt can have an impact on relationships. So all of those programs are online, they're all digital. They all take about 45 minutes to 60 minutes to complete. They're all video based, and they can be used on laptops, phones, iPads, etc. These posters all have like a QR code, and that will take you straight to the programs. You just have to log in and register, and then you're able to access them and continue to go back over them if you want to. If you would like someone to actually facilitate the session and go through it with you, that's also an option. And we have some early help coordinators who would be able to support you through that process if that's something that you would prefer. We also have our Separating Better app. So this is a free self-guided mobile app for separated parents designed to facilitate a smoother co-parenting journey. And it's got lots of advice, tips, video resources, all sort of thinking about your co-parenting. So that's available, and you can just download that from the App Store or iOS Store. So now I just wanted to quickly talk a little bit about our Best Start in Life. So this is the brand, Best Start in Life, and you might start to see some of these promotional materials around. There's some new posters and videos. I saw one on the TV last night, so you might start to see this all coming about. So what is Best Start in Life? So in December, the government published its Plan for Change, which commits 5 national missions and really sets the direction of change. So the Operation Mission really talks about breaking down the link between young people's background and their future success. And the Health Mission wants to create the healthiest generation of children ever. And it commits the government to ensuring that 75% of children aged 5 are achieving that good level of development by 2028. So the Best Start in Life pillar sort of sits within this, and will have the greatest impact on these missions. positively shaping the environment a child is born into and develops. So Giving Every Child the Best Start in Life strategy was published in January 2025, and it really, the government basically's plan is to spend 1.5 billion over the next 3 years to improve family services and early years education. And this will support that opportunity mission to ensure that those 75% of children across England achieve good level of development by the age of 5 by 2028. So I've just picked out some key sort of themes from this strategy. So better support for family is really key. So there will be additional 500 million investment to deliver Best Start family hubs in every local authority, and Merton will be one of those. So we will be having a Best Start family hub, which we will hopefully, or will be launching in April 2025. There will be a new digital service to bring together trusted advice and guidance for parents in one place, and eventually that will link out to the NHS app. And then it really talks about strengthening health services, so improving maternity, health visiting, increasing access to vaccinations, and taking the first sort of steps to reduce tooth decay in children as well. And it also talks about more accessible early education and childcare. So continuing the working parent entitlement expansion. So from September, which has just gone, all working parents can receive 30 hours of free childcare from when a child is 9 months. Supports wraparound childcare and free breakfast clubs. More places in settings, including school-based nurseries. And then increasing funding to promote inclusion of children with special educational needs. So that's just a bit of an overview of the strategy. So Best Start in Life website. So this is the new website which has launched, and it brings all relevant services and sources of help and support in one place. And this is a really great website. It's got lots and lots of information. And I don't know if you've seen before, but there used to be a Childcare Choices website that has now ended, and if you were to try and access that website, you'd be taken to the new Best Start in Life website. So yeah, lots and lots of really great information, and there is the link there, and the slides will go out after if you'd like to have a little look. And then lastly, I just wanted to talk about our family information support hubs. So the early help coordinators are on hand to provide support. And it's really a place that if you wanted to talk about pretty much anything, so it could be child development, it could be debt and relationships, it could be money, benefits, going back to training or employment. We have our fish sessions, and we run a mixture of appointments, bookable.
You know, came here and turned back. Because you said in the house door on your left, and I was looking in when I was. Not to worry, please take a seat.
Yeah, so there's a mixture of telephone appointments, face-to-face appointments, and also drop-ins. And this month we're also launching FISH, we call it FISH, Family Information Support Hub Extra. So what we found is a lot of families come to FISH and then they need support from MyAS, which provides support around EHCPs. And then vice versa, families come to MyAS and then need some FISH support. So what we're doing is trialling sessions where families can come and get that support all in one place. So on a Tuesday at our Phipsbridge Youth Centre in the afternoon, there's appointments where you can meet a FISH colleague and a MyAS colleague and get all the support in one place if needed. And I think that's it from me. Does anyone have any questions on the 1+1 parenting programmes, Best Start in Life, or our FISH, Family Information Support Hub sessions?